So we're down in the area that I think that the cave is, and there's definitely a depression right here, and it looks to be about the right distance off the road. What did I say, about 200 feet?
200 feet.
Oh, well, this is the hole right here, so. The book says it's only 6 feet across. I remember it being more than 6 feet. This is about the size I remember it being. And if you look, you can see this edge right here. It goes all the way around in a circle, which is exactly what I remember. And this pit actually drops down about 40 feet. 40 feet is really deep. And after I had first seen it, they filled it full of trash all the way to the surface. And now it looks like they put shale on top of it. And the reason we're looking for it is this farm that we're on is going to be developed. They're going to put houses on it just like they did right over the fence. And the concern is that they don't want to put a house on top of that 40-foot shaft. They've been looking for this hole for a while. We got lucky because it's caved in probably this winter a little bit. I guess when you were last out here, it wasn't like this.
No.
So
5 years ago.
yeah, so there's a giant cave in there. I'm not going in it. It's like 40 feet deep. So we're over here in these woods looking for some caves. Now there's one here that both John and I have been in. Now for me it was like 40 years ago, but they go in it occasionally. But there's another sinkhole not far from there that supposedly was open back during Prohibition, and they had a still in there. According to a friend of mine, his stepfather, who was really old, like I said, he was like 70 back in 1970, so don't know if that's true, but we're gonna go look at the sinkhole and see if it's possible for us to dig it out. This is a sinkhole here. It's either been filled in with rocks, it looks like it probably has, and it looks like somebody has probably tried to dig it out recently. You can see how it's obviously been dug out some. But the sinkhole we want to look at today that has the cave in it is right over here. That's it?
That's it.
That's it? You've been in here?
I've been in it.
Back in the day, in the 70s when I came here, the orchard just had pushed over a lot of trees, and it was full of trees, and you had to kind of crawl down through the stumps and stuff. Every single one's gone now. That's been, I guess, 40 years. It's amazing that, to me anyway, that the logs can disappear that quick, the old trees.
Rotting away.
Yeah. Weird. Must mean we're old, huh?
Be careful.
Be careful, he says.
This is when you end up falling.
Wow.
Sliding in.
All right. So, look at that.
Looks like there's been a path.
Yeah, there's an old cable there. That's a steel cable. That's probably was part of the orchard stuff when they filled it in that one time. You can see this old broken bottles here. That's not too awful old. Pails. But yeah, you can actually go down in there and crawl right through, and it's a nice cave. Wanna go? We'll go another day. But what we really want to go see is the sinkhole next to us. And want to take a quick peek at that. Again, it was full of trash 40 years ago, and maybe it's all rotted away just like these logs are rotted away. That would be cool. Might be easy to dig out. Remember what those are, don't you? Woo! Breathe deep, John, breathe deep. He's a quiet one. Wow, this is actually looks like it's more filled in than when I was here.
Yeah, it seems like a year ago I saw some push marks.
Yeah,
they put stuff in.
It was. It doesn't look near as easy as it did. Well, it wasn't easy. He said I tried to dig it out when I was a kid, but man, this is terrible looking now. Oh, that's nasty. So the people who lived in those houses up there just brought the trash back here and dumped it. Looks like they were probably dumping trash after I was last in here, because it was much more of a cliff right here. I wouldn't even attempt to dig this out at all. But supposedly this is where the cave was that they made moonshine in back in the day. I don't think I'm going to work on that one. You going to work on that one? You need a backhoe to dig that out.
Are you sure this is the right sinkhole?
I'm pretty sure. But you think there's just another one?
The line.
Yeah, there's another sinkhole up here.
Since we're here,
that's pretty big.
Keep going.
And it could be that one I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty sure it was that one. It was all the trash. Well, we'll go look up here.
'Cause I saw some openings in the other sinkhole.
Okay, well maybe I'm just confused. Huh? I'm old, I get confused. I think it was off of Seinfeld or close to it anyway. Uncle Leo. Yeah, it's an old man, I get confused. I think I was when he was shoplifting. So we're down in the bottom of this big sinkhole. You can see this is where the water runs and disappears into the ground. We don't know what's under there. Well, there could be a cave in there, but it might be really hard or impossible to get into. I suspect it's impossible. I'd imagine it would intersect with that rock face there, right, eventually to get into it, you think?
It could.
So, it's kind of a ways in there yet. Looks like a submarine. I think it's a submarine. It's a cave submarine. Yeah, it's probably a tank from the, when they had orchards here, they had, used a lot of water in orchards when they sprayed pesticides. So they'd have a big tank they would set up high and they could drive the truck under it, and dump a couple gallons of DDT or whatever they're, well, not DDT, but whatever they're using into the truck, and then they just like let the water run out and would fill it up real quick. And that's what these big tanks are for. What do you think that is? Not sure about that thing. This is a
If I had to guess,
deer
it's probably
skull.
something to do with apples.
Apples?
Being an apple
Yeah,
orchard.
I'm not sure about that piece of equipment. Anybody knows, let me know. Looks like it probably spun or something. I bet maybe it's a picker of some kind.
A what?
Nah, picker. I was thinking, it looks like it turns like that. It's got the little teeth like it would grab stuff off of branches. Grasping at straws here. Up over the edge here. You see we're in an area where this is a shale. It's not really good for big caves, but there's a creek down there. That's a really historic little body of water. A lot of Civil War battles were fought along it. And when you read about the first settlers and pioneers in this area, some of the first houses were built along here, like in the 1730s. We decided to go look at one more cave. There's a small one down here. It makes a nice little shelter. And years ago, I was like digging around in it a little bit. Not with a metal detector, probably should try it. But I found a giant canine tooth. It was really, really big. It was almost like it was fossilized. I don't know what it was from. Maybe a wolf or a bear. I'm not sure, but I've lost it, unfortunately. But we're gonna go look at that cave next. A little critter died here. I'm not sure what that might have been. I guess a deer, maybe a very small one though. Maybe a Sam squinch got it. But here they're around these parts. Kind of hard to see, but there's a cave in that cliff over. That's where I found that giant canine I was telling you about. So I think we're gonna pop down here maybe and go look at it real quick. What do you think? You game?
Yeah, I think going around like that would be
Okay.
advantageous.
All right, you lead the way. I'll follow. Won't be follow me this time. Which is the motto of the U.S. infantry, by the way. Follow me. And we're gonna go around the edge here. This is where the cave is, around here.
Last time we were here, it smelled of skunk.
Skunk?
Yes, it doesn't smell like that today.
Something lives in it. I can see the path coming out.
Yeah, I was kind of noticing.
Now let's look at it here. I got a flashlight with me, so we'll take a quick peek. But if you look at the vegetation right here, you can see there's a path that comes out. It's probably a raccoon. They like to get up in there. Look and see if there's any hairs. Here's a hair right here. Look. I think that's a raccoon. Yeah, that's a raccoon right there. Look at that. Old coon up in there. All right, so let's look up in there. I just noticed that there's a bird feather there. That's a blue jay, so it was probably brought up in here to eat, to feed their babies. It definitely stinks. Yeah, a lot of air. I think there's air coming out of it. Crawl in there a little ways. Hold your breath. Oh, that's disgusting. All right, a little further maybe. It does go around. If you look, you can see light. It actually goes around and comes out on the other side. I actually don't remember that at all. Whew, stinks. All right, let's go around the other. I'm not gonna crawl through it. Let's go around the other side, on the outside. If you guys are cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Too small to turn around in?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I crawled back in there. I could definitely see out the other side. There's a little passage off to the left, but it ended. But what was scary, that on the ceiling, I could see where an animal had been going in and out of it and rubbing the top of the ceiling. And much larger than a raccoon. You can see where it was smooth. It was very smooth, where you could tell its back was rubbing against it.
That could be a fox.
A bear and a fox. I think it was an old bear den from back in the day. Probably that big canine I found in here a long time ago.
Okay. Oh, this was the cave you found that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was one across the
No, it was
road.
this one here. I dug this out and kind of sifted it a little bit. So we're going to just try to go around the edge and see if we can look at the other entrance where I could see the light. But we don't want to fall over the cliff. All right. See bear. No bear. Ah, water looks inviting. The Aquachigger wants to go down there. To be right here, I guess. Oh yeah, so that's the other side of the entrance. Right there that we could see. You can definitely see where something's been going down in there.
Yeah, this is more worn.
Yeah.
Look, up and over.
Oh, let's go look. Let's follow the trail. A couple more little openings there, but not much. Yeah, it goes from here down to the creek. You see it goes down, winds down to the creek. That's probably, well, a raccoon. So I found that raccoon here, so that's what it is. He probably hangs out up here some, and then goes down the water when he's ready to go catch some crawdads. All right, speaking of crawdads, I'm ready for supper. Time to go?
Time to go.
Mr. Bo's hungry. Go down to the creek just real quick. There's a big spring down here, I remember. We want to look at it and see if there's anything maybe we can dig out to get into. It's pretty steep though. Deer skull. That's a doe. We can see there's no antlers on it, or any places where antlers would have been attached. Look at that groundhog hole. Look at that. Look at all the rocks he dug out of there.
Yeah.
We need to investigate that and see if there's any human bones. Look, there's a log. Yeah, it's an old tree stump here, and that's where he goes in. That protects him so other things can't dig him out. And he's dug a lot of rock out of there. See stalactites in there. Stalactites, stalagmites have broken off. He kicked out human teeth. Mini balls. I don't see any mini balls either. Well, I found the spring, but it's not anything that we are going to dig out. See the water coming out right here. It's nice and clear and quite cold, emptying into the creek. I was hoping there might have been some solid rock that we might have been able to, dig out around and actually get into it, but that's going to be a lot of work if it's even possible. All right, let's get out of here.